Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. So, we have a big question. Is the third temple, the Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi, the final temple, is its construction underway? Because you go on YouTube, you see third temple. It's a very popular topic. It's a very, very interesting and a topic that is in high demand, to say the least. It's a very trending topic. Is its construction underway? So what is the answer? The answer, my friends, is actually yes. But it is in a way that is both hidden and revealed at the same time. So there's an aspect of it that is hidden. And that is why it may surprise you, and it may not be as obvious at first glance as you may think. But with a little bit of deeper look, we can quickly uncover that in fact the Beis Hamikdash third temple is underway. Its construction is underway. It could be revealed at any moment. The coming of Mashiach may be today. Let me explain. The Rebbe explains, the Rebbe teaches us, especially this topic is especially reiterated in the times of, in the middle of the summer, in between the 17th of Tammuz and Tisha B'AV, where we mourn the destruction of the temple. The Rebbe taught us, and this point is always reiterated in the summertime, but it's something that's relevant at all times, is that when you learn the laws of the building of the temple, you actually build the temple, and you have a lot of questions. So when you learn about the Beis Hamikdash, when you learn about the dimensions, you learn about the Kohanim, that the Kohanim would guard certain areas, and the Levim, the Levites, would guard other areas of the temple, and there were outer altars where the sacrifices were performed, on the outer parts of the temple, the inner parts of the temple where the incense was offered, so to speak. You learn about the structures, you build the temple. But what does this mean? How do we know this? The Rebbe gives us a proof from the book of Ezekiel, the book of Yechezkel, from the Holy Tanakh, from the Torah, the Bible. It's all sourced from the Bible. The Rebbe brings the source where Yechezkel, where the people, they complained, not necessarily complained, but they cried out to the prophet Yechezkel. They said, we wanna perform the services in the temple to Hashem, but we can't. So Hashem told Yechezkel, tell the people, learn about the temple, and I'll consider it as if you offered. I consider it as if you served me within the temple. From this we learn that actually when you learn about the Beis Hamikdash, you build the Beis Hamikdash. A lot of big questions here. Is the Beis Hamikdash, is the temple going to be built in heaven or down here on earth? Some sources say the temple is going to be built in heaven. Other sources say no, it's going to be built down here on earth. How do we deal with these two seemingly contradictory opinions? That one strong opinion says no, it's going to be built in heaven, it's heavenly, that's why it's never going to be destroyed. And the other opinion says no, it's going to be built down here on earth. We're in this physical world. This is where we build it. The answer, my friends, is actually an interesting answer. This is how we deal with both these two opinions. It's a combination of both. That's the resolutionary opinion. The Rebbe explains that if the temple could be built in heaven, but how can that fulfill also that it will be built down here on earth? Is that the Mashiach will put the doors on the temple. He'll do the final last job. He'll do the final piece to the puzzle. He'll put the last touch-ups on the temple that was built in heaven. Mashiach will do it down here on earth. He'll physically put them in, the final parts. And then he'll be considered as if it was down here on earth built. It was built in heaven, but the last part was done here on earth. So it's as if the whole thing was built also down here on earth. Why? Because when you finish the job, it's like you did the entire job. And that, my friends, is also a message for us. We are in this final generation. And we are doing the final last touch-ups of the coming Mashiach. Our forefathers and foremothers did incredible service of God. They were at such high levels. How could we begin to believe that we're the ones that are going to... How could we compete with that? How could we be the ones to experience the coming Mashiach? And my friends, it's because their deeds, all their actions are carrying us, and we're with them, and we're doing the final piece. And when we complete the job, it's as if we did the entire job. So that is why. It's not that how did our forefathers do all these beautiful deeds and they didn't experience the coming Mashiach and we're going to experience it now in our generation? It's not like that. No, they did all these incredible services, and now we're being carried by them on their shoulders, and we're going to finish the job because of them. But the coming of Mashiach may be today. And this is something that we are currently the redemption is closing in on us, my friends. The coming of Mashiach, with the development of technology, with all the events that are taking place in the world, with all of the Torah being spread right now, we have to use technology to expand awareness of Hashem throughout the world, whether it's to the Jewish people, to teach them about the coming Mashiach, and to teach them about Hashem and the Torah and its mitzvahs. And whether it's to righteous Gentiles as well, to teach them about their mission with the 7 laws of Noach and all their details, and awareness of God, and knowledge of God. That we need to channel out divine awareness through technology. We need to see ourselves as messengers of the Almighty. Wherever we are, Hashem has placed us in that situation to serve Him and to expand awareness of Him. And we need to believe in ourselves, my friends. We believe in God, but do we believe in ourselves? Because Hashem surely believes in us, because He creates us, He recreates us at every moment. So this is something that we must internalize this idea. In Hasidut and Kabbalah, we learn that when we learn Torah, the intellect, the wisdom of the Torah has to penetrate our hearts. Because when something penetrates our emotions, our hearts, it allows us to really change, and it affects us in a more permanent way. So we have to take this idea that the Mashiach is coming into our hearts with love and fear. It should arouse us to feel a fear and an awe of God at this intense master we have and His plan for us. It also has to arouse a love for God, to realize how much He loves us and how much He wants to give us, and that we can be a part of this mission. So let's spread this message. Let's spread awareness of the coming of Mashiach. Let's build the Beis Hamikdash by learning about the Beis Hamikdash, by learning Torah. We also learn that every tear that is shed over the coming of Mashiach, over the destruction of the temple, builds another brick in the third Beis Hamikdash. So maybe today that we see this revelation. By the way, the Beis Hamikdash is not just a building, a beautiful building, which it is, but it's a building which connects heaven and earth, and it facilitates the light of God to shine forth throughout the world. That when the temple is built, there's a divine revelation throughout the world. The world experiences God, something that is incredibly, inexplainably, we can't really explain it fully with words, but we could try. Do our best to give you a little glimpse, but this revelation that will be facilitated through the Beis Hamikdash will be a revelation of God throughout the world, which is a pleasure like no other. Experiencing God, something that is something that the best moment of your life. Imagine the best moment you've ever had in your life times 1,000 at all times, and not even 1,000 times infinity. But just to give you an idea, and it will be here in the world, and we'll be alive, and we'll get to continue to live life, but yet with this divine revelation. So by learning the secrets of Torah, by learning Hasidut and Kabbalah, and learning Torah and praying to Hashem, we can tap into this today. And who knows, with one extra mitzvah could bring Mashiach today. It could happen today, my friends. Spread this message. Let's bring the coming of Mashiach today. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let's make this video go viral to expand awareness of God throughout the world. May Hashem bless you all. Please help us. You could support us. Let's bring Mashiach today.